Hello and welcome to Now Chat Show. How you all doing? Hey, Miss T, what's good with you?
Hey, Miss Kazmak. I'm so happy. Today is a beautiful day. I gave birth to
Yeah,
my
you
last
gave.
child.
And
Yes,
how old is your last child today?
he's 13.
Oh my
13
gosh.
passes like solar returns. Like it's gone so quickly. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
just
an
crazy
amazing day.
13 today. So we
Yeah.
just got to do big, massive birthday shout out to your young king. What's your young king's name again? Because you know, we have
Cam, Cam Ahare.
Cam Ahare. Happy birthday.
More life, more life.
More life, more fire, more fire. And we just want to say happy birthday to my cousin Charlene out there, just in case you catch the replay. Big up yourself on your Earth Strong as well. I think there's quite a few birthdays on the 15th of June.
Oh, hold on a second. It's my sister's birthday on the 17th, which is Friday.
Oh,
So
wow.
if you catch this then, she will catch it. Happy birthday, Ashley. I love
Happy
you.
birthday, Ashley. And also, it's 5 years of the, in memorial of
Grenfell?
Grenfell Tower.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I still cannot believe up to this very
Mhm.
day, nobody is being made accountable for this. Can you imagine?
Mm. I like the memorial thing that they done with the beams. Did you see
I haven't seen it. No, I haven't. You know what the
that?
honest truth is? I haven't watched anything or listened to any news.
You know, I don't watch anything. So
Yeah.
literally, if I'm traveling along my journey, I might pick up a
Mm-hmm.
newspaper on the way to Stratford earlier, and I just saw the picture of they've done 72 kind of like strobe lights over the tower to represent the
Right.
72 lost, and I just thought that was really that was special. That was nice, yeah. And I can't believe
70.
it's been 5 years. That's gone like that.
It really has. It just goes to
Mm,
show how time is going so quickly. It's just moving
mm,
rapidly and time is just not waiting for nobody. I feel like I can't even believe it's 3 minutes past 9 already. It's just like I just felt like I just woke up, and the amount of things that I've done in this whole day, and to
I
think
know.
we're ready, the day is almost done. It's absolutely crazy. Yes, so today
Whoa.
we're gonna get comfortable because today we are going to be talking about reality TV is damaging me. And the caption that we put out there was, ask yourself, why are you so addicted to reality TV? How much do these shows feature and impact on your life? Would you say that you're addicted? What draws you to watch reality TV? Are these shows building us up or setting us up for a disaster? So today we're going to have a candid conversation exploring this statement. And we just want to hear from you, the viewers as well, and those who's going to be joining us behind the studio as well. We're going to be exploring the purpose of reality TV and yeah, talk about like the pros and the cons to
Mm.
what reality TV does for us. I've just done some quick research here because I didn't really have time to prep myself for this. I'm not going to lie to you, but
Keep it real. Keep it real.
there's more than 600 different types of reality shows that have
No.
been made, that has made it to TV, according to realitytvworld.com.
Mm.
600.
This is news to me, but mm,
And do you know that most reality television shows are scripted and the participants know where the cameras are? There are some ways we can make these television shows real. For example, with hidden cameras and the participant not knowing when they are being recorded. So you do have that element of, like reality shows and things like that. But my thing is like, why are we so addicted to it? Like, why do we watch it? And also, why do they create reality TV shows? But one of the longest reality TV show that is going is Cops. Apparently, it was started in 1989. That's according to Wikipedia. And what else did I find out about reality TV? Obviously, we know that what TV shows are not scripted. They say TV reality shows that are not scripted is like Deadliest Catch, um, Below the Deck. I don't even know who after these some invention. Like there's loads of different ones, but they're not ones that I actually know anything about, and I'm sure you don't know anything about them either. Do you, T?
Do you know what? As you're talking, I was just trying to think back in my mind when, hey,
We Miss Janelle's on the screen. What?
Good evening. I've got this blur background on, but it seems to be making me like move like a robot.
You know what, babe? I'm not being funny or anything, but you don't look like a robot. You just look glowing,
Yeah.
Auntie.
Oh, thank you.
that's what I'm just saying. Like, you know, it's shiny there.
Good evening, Miss T. How are you doing?
Right, before Janelle came, I'm really, really happy today. Born day.
Oh,
I gave birth to my wash belly today.
Happy
Wash
birthday,
belly?
Wash Belly.
My wash
Wash
belly.
belly.
My wash
Well, that's
belly.
definitely
Let me
no.
last. I ate that.
All right.
No.
I'll pick me.
I picked that. But yes, so we were just talking about obviously reality TV shows, and we want to find out why are we so addicted to reality TV show. I know you don't watch a reality TV show, Janelle. Miss T, do you watch reality TV show? So we're having a conversation about reality TV shows with two hosts in the studio, and none of them know. Like, do you guys not even watch the Kardashians?
Mate, that is the worst reality TV example ever that you could ask me about. I definitely don't watch them.
Are you serious?
No.
So what about Real Housewives of Atlanta?
None. I just don't. Do you know what? Do you know what it is for me? I don't. If I don't start watching it at the beginning, then I don't get addicted, and I have no interest in watching any of those things, to be honest, because I don't know. Like it's good to sometimes have trashy TV, like just where you don't have to think, but there's a lot of reality TV shows out there at the minute, and I just feel like it's just distracting from what we really need to be focused on as people. That's just my opinion. And there's no nourishment, there's no enrichment, there's nothing that I'm really gaining from it. So yeah, I did watch Big Brother when it first, in fact, the second series, because I was away for the first series. And that was really addictive to the point where you're watching the cameras at night, you know, like the live feed, if you like, waiting for something mad to happen. But yeah, that's it. Since then, I've not really been into reality
Was that
TV.
Was that the one with Nasty Nick and that young?
That was the first one, yeah, with Nasty Nick.
The first one. I remember that,
and
I remember that lady that she passed away over the first
Nikki.
lockdown. Nikki. Like I can just remember her face and that phrase that she get. Who is she? She was funny.
She was very funny.
Yeah, I remember her. And I remember the other lady that died from cancer, cervical cancer. Jade Gooding.
Jade Gooding, yeah. And I think she was one of the most likable reality star that was actually out there, because obviously she was really authentically herself, but she just had such a beautiful spirit, and she just didn't get a lot of things. She was almost a bit like myself, like don't really understand certain things and have a different word for things. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't have said that you were like her at all, but
not. No. You are not Jade Goody. Jade Goody is not Far from.
But I tell you what, so I think that I actually stopped watching kind of like TV and soaps and stuff in 2006. And the reason why is like I'm talking about EastEnders. I never was into Coronation Street or any of that kind of stuff, but I was working on a for the NDC on a housing estate, and every time I went to a meeting, which was about, you know, serious things that were happening on the estate, every meeting I had, the people in this meeting wanted to talk about EastEnders, and they would make reference to EastEnders. If anything was happening, it would be an automatic, and I got so frustrated. that one day I just exploded and I was like, this is not real life. Like, I'm trying to help you with real life stuff and you keep referring back to EastEnders. So that was part of my frustration. And I just thought, bun this, I'm not watching any of it. If this is what it's doing to people, then I can't be party to it. So that's how long I haven't indulged in. But not to say, like, if I, like with a Netflix, if I find something that I like, yeah, I'm binging that. I'm not going to lie to you. But I like to choose my poison.
But then this is the thing, because like watching like drama series, sitcoms and everything, it kind of brings people together to have that conversation, whether, you know, you can be different, like say different ethnic minority, different genders. It's always something that brings that unity. It creates conversation. And also you do have some real life topics that people can actually resonate with. And I think with that, it obviously it creates those conversations where you would have in the kitchen, in the break rooms, etc. You know, because it's something, it's a common interest for everybody.
Yeah, I think I agree. I mean, I used to watch like, I think like many people, I used to watch EastEnders religiously. I wasn't into Corrie, wasn't into Emmerdale, but EastEnders was my thing, and I'm probably going back like 15, 20 years. And I used to watch it like when EastEnders was on fire. And I felt, you know, I literally, where I was working at the time, like we'd go out for work drinks quite often, and I would leave work drinks and tell people I need to go and watch EastEnders. That's how mad it was. Can you believe that? And it was a family thing as well. You know, I remember when I lived in Paris and I found BBC World Service and I found EastEnders. Oh my gosh, I was in my element. Like I would be, so they'd have like, you know, the whole of the EastEnders omnibus was a thing on the Sunday, which I doubt they even do now. You'd get together Sunday dinner, you know, like it even became part of kind of like our rave culture, where going out culture, where they'd say, "Oh, I want to know if you're going to make it on before EastEnders." I don't know if you remember when the DJs used to say that, like on a Sunday, like
we make it just in time for EastEnders, you know, like a rice and peas are cooked and he said, you know, and I think they even used to drop that in a sound, you know, like little, you know, like they would just drop it in your head. You just heard the theme tune and everybody like, pick it up, EastEnders. And you're just like, bro, this is peak out on these streets of England for EastEnders.
But don't you think that it became like, for me, another reason why I wasn't really into them is because I didn't see people like us. So for me, it was just like, I'm watching people that I can't relate to. So when people are saying to me, like, for example, Friends, I'm like, sorry? Friends? I don't have any friends like that.
Oh, yeah.
So why am I watching them?
Oh, the show called Friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that maybe that, you know, maybe I'm a bit boring, but I was just like, no.
I just never got into anything like that, like Friends. Did you? What about you, Kaz? Were you into Friends at all?
I didn't watch Friends, you know, but what I did used to watch is Girlfriends. Girlfriends was the one. Still watch Girlfriends. I'm still watching Girlfriends. I was binging on Girlfriends season 3 last week. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Girlfriends always comes out every now and then out of the closet. It's only the other day I get rid of Netflix because I'm just like, why am I paying the subscription for TV shows? It's just getting a bit ridiculous. I'm gonna get rid of my TV license. I've got TV, but we're not watching BBC. So I'm getting rid of all of these things because we're paying for things and it's not edifying us. It's not building us up. But I found with Girlfriend, even though it's not a reality TV show, reality TV show is a sitcom, but they have so many topics that we can resonate as Black women, as Black men. And it just talked about the challenges that we had in the community, and to think how, you know, it was so creative. And could you imagine, majority of the Girlfriend shows was only like 20 minutes, but it felt as if it was an hour show. It was about 20 to 25 minutes. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh,
I didn't realize that the other day.
Just gonna confess, I don't know what Girlfriends is. Never seen it in my life. Haven't got a clue.
Go on YouTube, go to Girlfriends season 1, and believe me, you'd be like, oh my God.
That's how I found out that my girl was Diana Ross's daughter.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm.
So that was just
Still haven't
amazing.
watched it, but yeah, I know what you mean now.
You know who I'm talking about, right?
Tracy Ellis' daughter. Tracy Ellis, but yeah,
Tracy
Diana
Ellis.
Ross's daughter. Yeah. So obviously, well, you guys don't watch reality TV shows, so it's going to be quite challenging. But I know there's some people that are watching. So if you do want to come into the studio and share your experience, share in terms of saying the pros and the cons of the show, I'm going to share the studio link. And please do make sure you show your face. Don't put your avatar with a dog or anything like that. We want to see you in order for you to join the conversation, because we like to speak to real people. I'm going to share the link in the comments, so feel free to join in. But what I did want to do is I wanted to share a clip from, because you guys heard about Real Housewives of Atlanta, right? Right, so this is a big show, yeah. The ratings has dropped quite a bit, but I'm going to show a clip and I'm going to talk about it because this is kind of like trending at the moment. So I'm going to play this clip for us all.
I know you're hurt, and I'm not judging you, but I just want to get there and understand where you're at. And I'm just shocked for you to be sitting there looking like a brown Barbie, and you're waiting in dirty ass Philly for Tyrone, who stood you up. Where are you?
I am a hopeless romantic, and I give people the benefit of the doubt more than I should.
That hard.
I know that he loves me, and I think
How do
that
you know that? How you just said, I know he loves me. How do we know? If your baby girl came to you and said, Mama, I know he stood me up from me and you, but I know he loves me, what would you say to her?
Okay, now you make me feel real crazy. I don't think they would even put up with they're probably really surprised that their mom is putting up with this.
You deserve more.
No.
Block his number.
I can't say that I'm ready to walk away. When I tell
You have to. You said it. He left you sitting outside a fucking restaurant like you were no one. People have sent me your picture. I can Google that.
Oh, I look sad as don't I?
Sad as I don't want to make you feel bad. I don't. God knows I don't. Just love yourself. What is it? You're beautiful. You're beautiful. It's okay.
Why did I let somebody take me to this place where I just feel unworthy or unloved? And it's like a wake-up call. And guess what? I'm up. I'm gonna cry.
You can cry. It's okay to cry. This is my last time having this talk with you. I'm not gonna judge you.
No, don't. You may have to have it again. That'll be the last time.
Bitch, you so stupid. Come get your feet on. Masseuse, come on, get your feet massaged. Come get your bungees on. Hopefully he's sucking on your toes. Just come on. Just come on. Can you do her 1 foot and my 1 foot?
Oh,
can you do,
if you can
two
do
feet?
that. If you can do that, I'm gonna need him a little more often.
Okay, so you guys have watched that, and I know you guys don't watch reality TV shows, so you're thinking, what the heck is that all about? So I'm going to give you a quick download. So that's Real Housewife of Atlanta. That was Marlo talking to Sheree. Sheree and Marlo's got history from how many years back, because this franchise, this particular Real Housewife of Atlanta has been going on from since like 2008, 2009, somewhere around that number. They've never really liked each other. They've always had bitching, catfighting, all that stuff. So anyway, Sheree, the one that was crying, basically her old boy, her babe, he's been in jail. He's been doing time. He's now out. So he's out. He's got a tag. He lives in Philadelphia. He can't really travel. Her and some of the cast mates, Candy and a whole bag of them, they all went to New York because Candy had this her show for a screen show that she actually was involved in. So they went to support Candy, travel from Atlanta to go to New York. So because New York and Philadelphia is not so far away, Sheree thought it would be a great time for her to go and link up with her babe, and his name is Tyrone. Anyhow, so Tyrone and her has been communicating, and she's all excited to see Tyrone the day before she's going to fly to go back home to Atlanta. She wants him to meet the cast, but he couldn't come to meet the cast because of he's on parole. he's got a tag and whatnot, so he can't really travel certain kind of distances. So she says she's gonna go and see him. So she's been speaking to him all up to that date. She goes to go and link her man. Imagine she's left New York to go to Philadelphia. She's gone to Philly. She's phoning him. She can't reach him. But she spoke to him in the morning to say, yo, bro, I'm on my way, babe. I'm on my way. Like, you know, she's come. We're all seeing this all on TV and everything. She gets there, man ain't even turning up. So we're seeing her bawling because her man, who's her man, she's been there, you know, being that ride or die chick, and he ain't turned up. Now, she's a big ass woman. She's got her family and everything else. But we're watching a whole reality show on this woman who's a grown woman, and she's waiting on some jailbreak who Candy's obviously saying that how he's got his gal. You're just like not the girl. But she's on reality TV show doing all of this. So what Marlo was doing was having a party just to share, just to lift her up. So for her to love herself, etc., etc. I hope I'm explaining this really well. If anybody's on the live and they can do better, then by all means, the link is there. However, going back to what I was saying, Marlo decides she's going to have this Sheree love party. She's got like what's the Fendi? She do this Fendi party. She's making Sheree shop and buy all these Fendi clothing, and I'm just like, yeah, that's a bit nothing. She's got a cake. She's done the spreading, just the two of them, and we're watching this, and I'm thinking to myself, how is that edifying us as a people? I mean, you know, the fact that you're even on TV talking about this man who's doing time for fraud or whatever it is, and this is what we're seeing. My thing is, why is this something that we have to watch on reality TV? How is this building us up? Because at the end of the day, as a big woman and you've got your children and everything else, I'm not saying that at the end of the day, you know, who you fall in love with is who you fall in love with, but this is not like the father of your children. This is not your ex-husband or anything like this. This is some road man, and you're bringing him into this show, and now we're watching you on TV looking like a, sorry Sheree, because I do like you, but you're looking like an idiot on big TV, all glammed out, looking buff, and you're balling over some bro. So now people saying you need to block man, yeah? It's like you know, say you're linking some jailhouse man, you just meet him, all right, you and him's rolling rare, and you're going to see him, you're taking pictures, you're putting up on your social media and everything. Yeah, I'm with my man. But like, what is he doing for you? Like, I know we can't help who we fall in love with. So what Marlo was really saying is that you've got to love yourself first, isn't it? Like, block the brother. Like, he's not the guy. Like, this guy is showing you who he is. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But she's finding it really hard to let go. So what Marlo is saying, you've got to love yourself. Like, look at you. Look at who you are. And I suppose the pro of this will be that a lot of women can relate to that, because a lot of us has been that woman. But it's a thing where at the end of the day, a lot of us been that kind of woman. But the thing is, we've got to learn. Do you know what I mean? Kind of thing. Like, I don't even want to, like, if I'm going through certain things, I'm not even trying to have that conversation with my people, because they're just going to look at me like I'm an idiot. But you're bringing some TV.
This is scripted, right?
Well, who knows?
The first thing that comes to my mind is that this is not real. So they're setting this up. There is an agenda. So, right. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the agenda is to always make us, especially as Black women, look like, you know, almost like we're off key.
Yeah, they're getting paid.
And it's showing the breaking down of the family as well.
To do this type of work, so that so that it draws other people in. It's a whole, somebody just put his predictive programming. Yeah, and I'm just like, I personally, one of the reasons why I don't watch these things is because I don't want to be programmed. I want to, you know, I want to think for myself, use my critical thinking. I want to do, I don't want to be party to it. So, I mean, I just don't get it. I'm not saying because it's the man and he's in jail, like, people can mess up, make mistakes, you know, they can turn their lives around. So that for me is not the issue, that he's been in jail, blah, blah, blah. Like, they have scripted this whole thing to make her look like a sad case. But she's getting paid. She's getting paid, isn't it? She signed a contract. You're getting dough for putting yourself out to look like that. And for other females that maybe are not as, I don't know, smart, think that that's real and want to pick and choose or be like, oh, inspired, or I don't know. Like, I found that really strange. I'm not gonna lie to you. Plus, I was sitting there like, what is wrong with this woman? Like, what is this? That's my thing.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of programming. That person's right, it's predictive programming. I think when you really delve into the types of reality TV shows there are, it's quite voyeuristic. So it's like us as the flies on the wall looking in on these people's lives and actually taking entertainment pleasure, whether people admit it or not, but from people's misfortunes, mishaps, misfortunes, downfalls, breakdowns, meltdowns, bust ups, angers. You know, if it's all happy and peaceful and light, that's not going to bring in the ratings. So reality TV for me is about drama. It's about, it's about heightened drama, heightened sense of craziness, anger, violence, all these sorts of things. That's what grips people. And there's something within the human psyche that we do tend to gravitate towards that. If there's a car accident, that's something that's quite negative. But you will find that cars will slow down to have a look. You know, there's something within our brain that latches on to voyeurism, but especially when there is some kind of sensationalism in there. So if you think about things like Towie, Made in Chelsea, and by the way, I don't watch these things, but so much is said about them. You know, Made in Chelsea, Kim Kardashian. Oh my gosh, Kaz, going back to the Kardashians, I have to say this, right? I saw a clip the other day. I don't know, I think somebody sent it on WhatsApp or something, but it was a clip where she was having a meltdown because her kid was able to somehow access or came across her sex tape or some details of her sex tape. Did you see this, Miss T?
I heard about that. I saw a little bit. But the thing is,
but what does she expect?
Exactly.
This is the thing, but this is the thing about.
This is what made her famous, right? This is what made her famous.
Right.
Now, between her and Ray J, she knew what she was doing. Sorry, not even Ray J might not have known, but the mother, didn't the mother like sort all that out so that you could become famous off of that? In fact, the whole family became really famous off the back of that, really, innit?
The whole family, and the mum sorted it out, and they went from, and then they started cherry picking certain man, and that's a whole nother subject. But
this is a subject for this. This is a subject about reality. We are talking. Diana just mentioned, no, I don't. Never interested. I find it can be depressing. In fact, I don't watch normal TV anymore for the last 2 years, and I feel good about it. Good for you. That's how I feel about the news. I don't watch the news.
Yeah.
I don't watch the news like I do, because the news ain't saying nothing that's going to build me up. It doesn't inspire me. Let me listen to a Wayne Dyer. Let me listen to a motivational speaker or somebody that's going to lift me up, because the world is, the vibration of the world is bad enough as it is already. So I don't watch the news. So I rate you, Diana. I totally agree with you. Brenda A. Lee said, sorry, Gina, we're going to get back to you in a minute. She said, portraying black couples are a disastrous together. Have you not noticed the agenda of black men being with white, Asian, or Chinese, as long as they are not showing black couples in a positive light? Totally 100%, Brenda Lee. I agree with you 100. But going back to the Kardashians, talking about Ray J and the sex tape and everything else. So
then the next element of that, as I understand it, they're a bunch of witches. Okay, I'm going to reserve comment, but I feel that comment, Brenda. I do, but I won't add to it. But to resolve that, her child being exposed to her, basically her whole life being available on the internet, ins and outs, sex, everything being available on the internet to resolve that. She got her ex-husband, Kanye, to now get all of the meet Ray J to get the tapes to bring back to her.
What?
Yeah. Basically, she called Kanye to help her as a lady in distress, and he decided that he's going to meet with Ray J, get all of the original tapes so that I think she could destroy it or something. I don't know. I'm kind of paraphrasing what happened because I didn't really watch it. I just saw these clips and what happened. And Kanye, who has suffered, I believe, or his mental health has been exacerbated by being in that family, came to her rescue and flew to meet Ray J and brought her all these tapes.
Hold on. So hold on.
Yeah, but you can't scrub the internet.
No,
having the originals is one thing, but you can't scrub the internet.
You can't scrub it. It's there to the public. I mean, I personally didn't see the sex tape. I'm keeping it real. I think I must have been a Christian them times there, but I didn't see it.
I'm not gonna lie. When I heard about it, I did want to see. I
saw it. We're voyeuristic and by nature as human beings we are. And yeah, it's fully out there and on, and they're doing the most in the tape. They really are.
They're proper doing the things.
Everything.
I wanted to see it because I saw this is voyeurism again. I saw a clip of some old white ladies and they were discussing it like, have you seen that Ray J and what's the name? And I just thought it was hilarious. They were talking about her and what's the other one? One Night in Paris Hilton one.
Oh,
so
Paris
Hilton.
These old dears. I used to watch that one.
Right.
Paris Hilton and
Nicole
Richie.
Richie, Lionel Richie's daughter.
Yeah. I used to have a thing. I used to watch that a little bit. Yeah. That's the only one. But yeah, so because of these old ladies, talking about it piqued my interest, and I thought that's hilarious. I need to see it, but I never did. I didn't bother.
So I'm just trying to understand this. So they were really doing the thing like proper,
everything.
Proper, it's an explicit,
very
pornography.
Yeah. You know, and that's where her fame came from. As we know. So, and again, don't tell me that she didn't all these people whose sex tapes got leaked. Like, did somebody come to your yard and exactly? Did someone come to your yard? No, I don't think that happened. I think you knew what you were doing, and it's all contrived.
Yeah.
So, best marketing, eh?
Marketing, apparently, until your 2-year-old stumbles across it on the internet, and then you want to be.
What's her name? Northwest is like 7 or 8 now.
Oh, was it the 7 or 8-year-old? I know one of them anyway came and she's like, what have you got there? And then she takes this thing. She's like, oh my God. I don't think the kids saw the tape, but there was something that the kids saw that could have led.
There was a link to it. Yeah.
Brenda's getting into it now.
Yeah, so Brenda's saying they are honey traps for black man to destroy the masculine black man. Even the mother is with a black man, and the man look good, you see. And the mother, ex-husband, who's now a woman. And listen, when I saw that
hold on, I did not know that last bit. What's his name? Chris. What's her name now?
He is now a woman.
No, I know that part, but I didn't know that he's now with a black she. For the political correctness, she is now with a black man. Is it Chris? No, he was Kris Jenner. She is now what? What's her name?
Chris is the mum.
Oh yeah.
Mum is now with a black man, and the black man looked good.
No, but what about the transgendered husband? The dad. What was his name again? Anyway, he's a woman now, apparently. But he's got a black man now. So what is this? I totally agree. I think there is a real agenda. I think programming is the precise word. It's called programming for a reason. I think it's delivered as light-hearted entertainment, but that's crap. It's not light-hearted entertainment at all. There is a real undertone of things that get buried in people's psyche, whether it be you know, black man is no good, or black women are all crazy, screaming, you know, in Black Housewives of Atlanta, crazy, screaming disasters when it comes to relationships, all of that kind of stuff. So there is a real programming there.
You can't, Lorraine Mackindo, you can't shut the door once the horse has bolted. Too late, Kim. Thank you, Lorraine.
And it's real talk, man. Like, seriously. His name is Corey Gamble. That's the name of her babe.
But the ex-husband who changed this is what Brenda is saying, the ex-husband who changed sex, also, there we go, also is with a black man. So the whole family is with black man, so including the transgendered ex-husband of the mother.
He's with a black woman.
Sorry, black woman, yeah. No. Oh, he's with a black woman. What? Yeah. I'm confused now. I've lost the plot.
Listen, Brenda A. Lee, if your dress me send out the thing, come on the live. Y'all can want to talk the thing. But we want to hear from you guys. If you want to come on here, feel free. We will add you in from the studio. Please do come and join this conversation, because we said we was going to talk about this. Let's talk about this. Let's just get this thing off our chest, because I feel that this is...
That's it, Caitlin.
How can I forget that?
Yeah, we are under attack. Definitely. It makes me think about that movie. Remember Get Out? And they wanted all our organs and everything. And everything's always related to, like, the black person, their body, their bones, you know, everything about us. And even, you know, I'm not saying that how I have a problem with white people adopting black children or anything like that. I'm not saying I have a problem with that, but I just think, like, it's just, when are we going to start stepping in? Why don't we hear about more of our own people adopting? Like Viola Davis, she adopted a black child, but no one's making big news headlines about all of that. Well, as soon as a white celebrity does it, it's like everybody knows she went to Africa, she went and got this child. And do you get what I'm saying? It just seems really odd. Yeah. And it goes back to what Brenda A. Lee is saying. We are under attack. Why? Why are we under attack like this?
Because of the power of who we are, which most of us, a lot of us are awake to it, but not everybody is. And so because of the power of who we are, let's keep us dumbed down. Let's keep us distracted, and let's not allow us to come together in terms of collective thinking and understanding and an inner standing of who we are and what our true potential and power is. Of course, there's an attack on us.
Yeah,
we've been attacked. Like, I mean, ever since we've, you know, like, I don't want to hark back to slavery, but and probably before that, there was an attack on us. But certainly from the transatlantic slave trade and beyond, we have come under attack. And there is there are reasons behind it that, you know, not even I don't fully understand. But as a set of people, you know, of African descent, we have so much buried knowledge, power, understanding, intuition, all of these things that if we were to fully step into that would be a massive, massive threat to the current status quo and the establishment. So guess what? Let us be distracted by all of this foolishness, all of this rubbish, all of this Kim Kardashian rubbish. Let the Kim Kardashians of the world take where the man them and mash up the man them, and, you know, like, and also project out there that this is the ideal kind of coupledom for a black man to have I think, what did Brenda say? All non-white women, okay, I will probably just paraphrase and say a lot of all non-white women want to look. All non-white women want to look like a black woman without being black. I think what that is white women, a lot of white women, or a lot of non-black women want to look like black women without being black. So they get the crazy lips, the implants, the this, the that. No judgment to anybody, but there is something, there's something that we have that they want, but they want it from us, but they don't want to be us. The divine black feminine, there we go.
But the thing is, Yeah, but the thing is, I do agree with that. But I think what's so sad about it is the black women that are actually going out there and doing this whole implant, getting a fake ass, doing the most. Do you understand what I'm saying? And not realizing this is naturally something that we have. If you want your butt to look a bit more higher, you just need to do squats, baby. If you want to get a bit, make it a bit broader, just eat 2 jollof rice, eat some fufu or some rice and peas or whatever. You can eat some green bananas and make your thing and yam and just ton up. You understand what I'm saying? Because we have that. We naturally have that. So it saddens me when you now see young people who are going to Turkey, going abroad to do all of this madness to their bodies because they're trying to look like these reality celebrities, and it's not real. Like, why are you damaging your body to look like something that is naturally you know, we're cut in a certain way. You understand what I'm saying? And even if you're not cut in a certain way, you can enhance that organically rather than do it the way that they've been doing and damaging yourself. And that's why I said with that statement in terms of reality TV is damaging me, because we're looking at them and trying to be them, and they have so much insecurity that they're trying to be something that they're not.
I get it. Oh, sorry, I'm getting distracted by Miss T's little kitty.
I'm so sorry.
Where's your cat?
Don't apologize. I wish my cat would do that. She's so feisty.
No, mine is just inner. Like, she's trying to.
She does this every week.
Like, her seat. Like, we're gonna start fighting. Like, she wants to sit on my lap, and I'm like, no, go over there.
I just think that reality TV generally has become so popular because of there is something that is within the human psyche that likes to watch other people, and especially watch other people in distress and in despair. I mean, you know, if you talk about Love Island, I think there are a couple of people who've committed suicide from Love Island, a couple of the contestants and stuff.
What?
So yeah, over the years, it's not just Caroline Flack. Obviously, Caroline Flack had her own issues. I was very sad, but a couple of the contestants have also committed suicide. Over which series, I don't know. So there is something about these people being picked from obscurity, thrown into the limelight, and then it's packaged as reality TV, but it's not reality. Like you said, Miss T, some of it's scripted, a lot of it's staged, a lot of it's set up. If you talk to people who've been in some reality shows, a lot of it's set up. First of all, people are portrayed to look in a certain light to add to the ratings, and a lot of it is set up and contrived to create a certain narrative or a certain storyline, and that is what people are addicted to, because they're like, oh my God, what's going to happen next? What's going to happen with so and so and so and so? Like, you're literally taking pleasure from a lot of the time from people's distress.
Yeah. As he was talking, you know, I don't know, I started thinking about, because my children are into certain type of music as well, and I have to say to them as well, like, this what they're singing about, they're not really doing this stuff. Because even within the music, let's take grime for example, some of them are hyping up themselves like they're really living that life when you're not.
Yeah.
You know, the young people that are watching you, they really believe this thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they're losing their lives over it. Like, even the ones that are big and famous, like who was it the other day? I was away in Paris with my cousins from New York, and as his sons and my children were kind of like talking about their music, what they like, blah blah blah. And my little cousin said, "Oh yeah, I'm into Pop Smoke. I love him. He's the best." And as he was telling us about it, and then he went to go and get some, you know, some music to show, and he was like, "He's dead." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "They've just killed him." And I'm like, what do you mean they've just killed him? You're just telling us about him, and now you're telling me he's dead. He was like, "Yeah, because he put out something on social media."
Yeah, and they found his location.
They came and they killed him.
Yeah. And he was young as well. Really young.
Talented young brother. And it was just like all the ones that you see, I think my son's into Extasion or something as well. Again, very talented, doing his thing. They came and they killed him.
Wow.
Because he had what in his car or whatever it is. Because that's the other thing. you know, this reality TV or music is, you know, it sparks something in people to, well, I want that. Well, if you can have it, I want it, and I will take it by any means necessary. So there's also that element to, you know, what's going on. And like the TV is, you see these rich, we're talking about these rich white people, yeah, or people that have a lot of money, they don't have TV. They don't watch TV. They might have a little radio. Do you know what I mean? But they don't they don't encourage their children to watch it. They don't give them the devices because they know what they were designed to do. They know what it was designed to do. Yeah. So we're literally living the experiment, aren't we?
Yeah.
You know, like the rats in the lab, we are it. We are.
And we're the rats in the lab, but then the rats in the lab are also watching rats in another lab on a box. You know, it's like, it's actually, when you actually deep it and really think about it, it's crazy. Brent said we have everything but don't realize it. Everything is inside of us. We don't need anything externally, but she said we keep looking outside of ourselves. And that's so true.
And that is the issue, because the thing is, that's the reason why I was saying about reality TV, how it's damaging us. Because how much of us, when was the last time we actually picked up a book and read a book? When was the last time we actually listened to a motivational speaker or something that has substance to edify us and build us up? How much of us do that on a regular basis? Do you know what I mean? And this is not a thing to, you know, point the fingers or anything of that sort. But then when we keep on doing the same thing, guess what? Our children's going to mirror exactly what we're doing. They're going to be mirroring that. The next generation mirrors that. We have a responsibility, you know, we are responsible about the things that we do watch. And I know sometimes we want that escapism because obviously we've had a long day at work, etc. But you can't say that you want to be, you know, a boss or something and you're watching that, sitting down watching 6 hours of TV and say you don't have no time to do the things that you really want to do to build yourself up and take yourself up to the next stage, when you're spending all this time watching other people live in their reality on TV and getting paid for it. It's a madness. 600 reality TV shows is out there on these streets. Can you believe that?
600.
Yeah, that's what I researched, bruv, and that's what I saw. 600. It's made it onto TV. I didn't even know. That's like, it's, to me, it's almost like sitcom is gone. You know, all these other shows that we was growing up with, it's no longer really existing because you've got all these reality TV shows. And the reasons why they're doing the majority of these reality TV shows, which I've done in some research, is because it's a lot more cheaper.
Yeah, low budget, high ratings.
Mate, let's make a reality TV show and see what money
just took it right out of my head. Like I can think of more entertaining things that I could do and want to watch rather than what they're putting out there. In actual fact, do you remember the wrestling when we were little? When you used to watch?
Yeah, WWF.
Yeah. WWF on a Friday, and The Rock and all of them was on it.
Yes. Now I can remember when my dad said to me, "This is not real," and I was just like, "Shut up! Of course it's real." And he was like, "It's not real." I see, when I found out it wasn't real, I was devastated. So I was just like, so what about, and I'm going way back now, like Big Daddy and Giant Haystacks and stuff, because we used to have the English.
Yes.
Before.
I remember, yeah.
And I was like, are you telling me that they weren't real? He was like, I'm not sure actually. And I'm like, well, you can't. And I remember I just got totally put off. Like, I loved wrestling. And to find out that it wasn't real, that I was devastated. I never watched it again.
You see, and that's the thing.
I thought man was getting some real thump and some real clap.
Some real thump and kick.
It's all staged for entertainment.
Yeah. And that's why, listen, when I see Chris Rock and Will Smith the other day, and everyone's like, what is it? You can see it wasn't right. You look all right. You can see that was not real.
But
that's what I am saying.
We said that, didn't we, Janelle, when we had that conversation?
I was like, that's not real.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's real. I'm like, how can it be real? It was so fake. It was so fake. It was unreal to me. But people got completely. but it got people talking, and people we're talking about it
across
today.
the world.
It's
Now
real though.
this is the impact across the whole world. Now for me, I was just like, well, what's really going on for them to want to make such a huge distraction? And how is it that everybody's so programmed that they're actually like really lapping it up and believing it? I can't remember at the time, but there was something going on that was quite important. And that's the other thing that you've got to, you know, kind of think about, like when they're doing these things, what is really going on that they're trying to distract your attention from.
And that's the thing, because obviously they're not showing us that information. Even when you watch the news ain't even showing you that information, what's really going on out there. Do you know what I mean? I think I need some light. Yeah, let me get some light. But yeah, carry on, ladies. I'm just gonna get some light.
Yeah, no, the news is, everything is hand-picked. There are people who create shows, commission shows, and those are the people who know what the agenda is and fulfill their agendas in terms of why they've got certain things on TV and why certain things pass and why certain things don't, and why, you know, they want to pump certain things out there, and they're always looking for the kind of the next big type show. You know, I was approached recently about a game show to win big money. It was on Instagram. Some casting agent contacted me and said, would I be interested? And I was like, okay, what's involved? And he told me what was involved. So I was like, all right, why not? If I can use general knowledge to win money, why not? But the whole premise of the show, I mean, I wasn't selected for the show, but the whole premise of the show was not just you answering general knowledge questions, like straightforward kind of, general knowledge style, answer questions, win money. But it was all about how, and I don't know what the show is, it's probably going to be aired in the next few months, I reckon, but it was all about how devious and underhand would you become to win over the next person.
Is this the Squid Games?
I don't know. No, it wasn't. It's not something that's already happened already. It's something that's in the planning at the minute. There
was a show. There was a really big show, Korean, that came on Netflix, and it's Squid Games, and it was, they had to play these games in order to win money, and a lot of them died in the process because some of these games were just heinous. They were really evil. And
what do you mean some people died? Are you serious?
Yes, it's a show. It's a show. But because of the show and the amount of popularity that people loved it. It's one of the best shows on Netflix. So because of that, they've done a spin-off where they're actually doing the same kind of games, but obviously you don't lose your life. You just get kicked out and you don't get the money. But the fact that it's got that kind of traction, like people are just like, wow, yeah. So now I do believe that those things happen.
Yeah.
We have people don't really talk about the dark web and stuff like that. That stuff has been happening for years. Yeah. Come on, snuff movies. That's reality TV, isn't it? Really? No? Then it's not nice. It's not nice to kind of like talk about, but the reality is they happen and have been happening for a long time. Yeah. And the things that you can, I mean, I've never tried to find anything on the dark web. I actually watch a lot of things on YouTube, like reaction. You've got some of your reaction people, then they will find stuff. And some of the stuff I'm just like, raw, is this the world we're really living in? Like, there is some wickedness out there. And I suppose if you seek something and you want it, you'll find it, innit? But a lot of it does leak out onto the TV and things like that. And it's very subtle. And I feel like they make evil things seem fair seeming. Do you understand me? Interesting, attractive, especially to young people. You know?
But there's nothing that's promoting, sorry, I was going to say, there's nothing that's promoting unity or anything like that anymore, you know? Like,
there's no money in that, is there?
There is one show that I was watching. what's it? You know the show T. Is it Love Is Blind?
That was
show was good.
The first one. After
The
that,
first
like
one,
my children were cussing me about that the other day. They was like, "You did watch that, you watched that, and you thought it was good." I said, "Well, the first one because it was a social experiment, and yes, I was interested in it. But after that, then I realized, okay, yeah, it is scripted. It is, yeah."
Yeah, but the thing is, the first is always good because it's obviously they're experimenting. They want to see how it's going to
First
work.
one.
But you did see love come out of that. So for me, it was, that was a massive achievement. But also with those type of shows, it actually made you start thinking about when you are dating. There's things that we don't potentially look at because sometimes we run into relationship we're based upon what that man actually earns or the woman earns or their status and everything else. Whereas with Love Is Blind, there wasn't any of that. So you're really just not seeing who this person is. You don't even know what they look like. So you're really just like building a relationship based upon the emotions, based upon the conversations. And you go deep conversations. And then it was beautiful to see a interracial couple come out of it, and they have had huge success and they're still together. But I think shows like that does have the pros to it because it's actually teaching us as well that you can actually fall in love with somebody that's not necessarily the same ethnic, like the same race as yourself, and it's okay, because you just have that connection with that person. So I found that show was quite educational. The second one, I just thought, yeah, this is just like they're just trying to think. Do you get what I'm saying? And everybody wants to just be on TV for whatever their reason is. Is a bit like, gosh, I really watch a lot of. I was actually going to say, Oprah's got that show. Somebody tell me, what's that show with Oprah? What's it? And it just finished the other day. You guys don't even watch TV. You guys don't even watch reality TV.
Yeah,
my TV to blur that in the background there. It rarely goes on. Do you know what? The only time my TV goes on, Kaz, is sometimes if I just need to unwind. I don't watch anything specific unless there's a specific, there's like some shows like Lenny Henry's got something coming out, Caribbean Britain. I'm intrigued to actually see that, have a look at that. But I just put it, like, if it's late at night, I might just lay down on my sofa, put it on. There might just be, I don't know, some kind of a film on or whatever, and just fall asleep. That is literally how my TV goes on. There is I don't watch the news. I don't watch, it's rare that my TV is on, and it definitely, I don't watch it for anything specific, like not reality TV at all. But I would like to go back to your point, Kaz, about, let's make a show. And I don't know if
You lot are really
no, because if look, they've got, okay, what's there hasn't really been much reality TV shows, scripted reality TV shows for Black people. They've just kind of they've started a new one called, is it Pride of Peckham or Peckham something, or
Oh yeah, I heard about that one.
Oh yeah, I heard about it. Yeah.
And I did watch a couple of episodes actually, because I was just intrigued. There was one girl in there that I think she's friends with Trina from Culture, and I was like, let me just see what this is about and how they're going to portray people. And there was someone else in there that someone else knew, and I thought, let me see what this is all about. And it was interesting. I mean, kind of showcasing what people do and all of this kind of setups of who's fancying who and who's on a date with who and what's going on in this one's life and what's going on in this one's business. But generally, there isn't a reality TV show geared to Black people, and yet still, you had The Only Way Is Essex. Look how much money those Towie people have made for doing what? Really, for what? Nothing, just being on TV. So there's nothing that really portrays our communities, and we have many different, there's so many of our communities within London and then outside of London. There's so much content and substance there that could be created. There's so much Black business people, for example, in places like Brixton, or you could go into Tottenham, there's so much richness that we could show. We could show, you know, how we come together, family parties, funerals, what we do, what our culture is about. So I think there's a real case for us.
Absolutely.
I totally 100% agree with you. But then the thing is, I just think because there's only such a small percentage of us as Black people living within the UK, how well would that actually do? Do you know what I mean? Would it actually last for a season or so? And I think that's probably what may be the challenge, because as Black people, we don't really always like support our own thing, to be quite honest, in this UK. Because I mean, even on the live like now, how much of us would even share this live that's going on, in even the candid conversations that we have, the serious conversations we have? But if it was something where you seen somebody like boxing up somebody or sharing a sex tape or whatever, that's gonna go viral, brethren. Do you understand what I'm saying? But something, you know, conversation wise like this, even a conversation we had last week with Kuwa and Nana, unpacking the racism within, how much of us would actually share that content? So it just, you know, it just goes to show, like, we as Black people, and it's not even just Black people, I just think it's an English thing as well. It's the culture. We don't really support certain things, but certain area of things we will support it, and that will become more virtual and more, you know, have more ratings and things like that. I don't think it would do very well, because even remember the show that's just come out, that comedy show, Sorry I Didn't Know. Is it Sorry I Didn't Know?
Yeah, with Jimmy Akibola. Sorry, I'm on my work laptop and it's trying to restart itself, so I'm just rescheduling it.
But we had to push for that so that we can get more ratings of interest. Do you understand what I'm saying? Whereas if this show was like in States or something, mate, it's gonna have so much viewership. Yes, I know there's more Black people over there. Yes, I know they've got a different mindset and everything else, but we just got a different kind of, it's just a, no.
Well, hold
Just
on. There was that there was something on YouTube with some young people, I don't know, maybe a couple of years. I don't know if they're still on there.
Backchat.
Yeah, that done well.
Yeah, it did do well, but did you ever watch it of their shows, bruv?
No.
Okay.
But I met some of the people.
The show was good, but it's for that demographic, it's for that type of age group, you know what I mean, kind of thing. Like, I couldn't watch that because I couldn't resonate with it, because obviously the age bracket that I fit in, it just wasn't relevant to me. Whereas for young people, the generation, that generation, they're going with things. They're on different levels. Our generation,
I suppose, yeah, what you're saying is correct, because when I watch my children and what they watch, like, so is it my son likes Young Philly and Chunks, and they've done really, really well. Do you know who I'm talking about?
No. Oh, I know Young Philly. Oh, I know him. I like him.
I like him. Yeah, he's always smiling.
He's so good looking. Oh, yeah. And he's always smiling.
Always smiling, skin and teeth, like, I like him.
Oh, he's really cute, isn't he? Oh, bless.
So cute.
And I think, like, so my son will watch, is it the Beta Squad? Like, a couple young guys, they got a house together, they do pranks and all the rest of it. So yeah, for the different demographic of, you know, age groups, there's stuff out there. But I think you're absolutely right, Kaz. There is nothing for our age group.
Yeah, it's like we're just kind of, I don't know, maybe we're just so immersed in reality TV shows or something. I don't actually know what's going on.
I think that we have a case to look into.
But Chantal from my mouth has always said this to me. There is a gap there. There's a definite gap for our, you know, our generation, that nothing's actually been there. But then I find, even when I see individuals doing trying to become influencers, and just like, even if it's just going to be like doing shopping, talking about beauty, etc., I can see they're doing all the most for the marketing and everything, but they're just not getting the the following or the you know, getting the props that they deserve for all the work that they've been doing and being consistent. You know, consistency is everything, but they're just not getting that recognition because it's just like, how do you step into the younger margin when you're not really from that? They've already got their influences, they've already got those who they watch and they follow, etc. Whereas in our gap, there really isn't anything really going on for us. Well, not that I know of, unless somebody can tell
So
me anything.
what would you suggest? Janelle, what do you think?
I think there's a few things. First of all, there is so much out there that attention is divided. There's so much content now. It's and a lot of it is great content, but there's so much to choose from that it can be very overwhelming. So for somebody to try and establish a following is a lot harder than it was maybe say 5 years ago, you know, when there wasn't as much out there. I think there are enough of us to have something for us. And I do think that Chantel's right. I do think there's a gap for our age group. I think what we would, if something was to be created, what it would need to be is definitely online, not looking to any mainstream channels, and having a really good concept about how you, if it was a reality TV show, for example, like, I don't know, Bopping in Brixton, just let's say, I don't know, like, do you know what I mean? But where you showcase people's lives, and you've got business people, you've got people in Brixton Village, you've got people, you know, the man outside the station who might be preaching, or this one or that one, you know, like if you had something like that, you would eventually generate a good following. And I think it's not looking towards mainstream TV necessarily, but looking to showcase things that people do in their day-to-day lives, but that shows us positively, you know. I think it's very difficult to captivate people's attention with positive things, and it's something about this quirk of human nature that wants to see madness. Now, do we want to see madness because we've been programmed to like be to crave madness, or is it an innate human thing that we want to see madness? I don't know which one it is. I don't know whether we've been programmed to want to see things that are negative, things that are shocking, things that are violent, things that are laughing at people's expense. I don't know if it's the programming within us or if it's our human nature, but we need to be encouraging is people to follow. And do you know what? That goes for other forms of entertainment, music, for example. If you've got a nice kind of music video that maybe shows a black couple in love or whatever and decent, and that isn't going to get as much ratings as like, what's her face, Shensia or Megan Thee Stallion, like skinning out their front. That's what's getting the ratings. You know what I mean?
Let's talk about that, please. I beg. You know, when I saw that Shensia video, I was just like, I called you, Janelle. I was like, what is this? When I saw it, I was like, I like Shensia, but when I saw that, I was like, why? Like, why are you doing this?
Because it's what sells. It sells.
It's just,
and this is what these women like. The WAP, when that came out, I was like, yo, what?
I'm not even gonna lie, WAP, but you know something.
Like I was like,
the lyrics I listened to, but the beat is bad. But the beat is hard.
I don't know. I wouldn't know because I couldn't even tell you if it started, if a bar, I wouldn't know that tune because I absolutely I'm not interested. Like
you're like me, I'm like, yeah.
What they're saying to our young girls is that all you need is that, and you're good. What the backside? No, that is beyond toxic. Like you can't be putting that out. Like even like I was saying to you, we touched on the music, right? I heard one. What's that young white guy's tune? But you get good hood though. Hood. Sorry.
Where he's finding.
Oh, is that the one that you said to me? Was it you? It was you that's telling me.
I was just like, did he just say what I think he said? And they were just like, yeah. And I was like, but it's a certain time in the day. This is on the radio. This is our children are listening to this. And mine sounds like, yeah, but it's all right. And I'm like, no, it's not. Because I tell you what, I was thinking, if a black guy was singing it, would it be okay?
Mate, listen, that got shut down already. That's already shut down. That's already shut down. But it's okay for certain people to do it. Theo from MediaNet is watching. And Theo, I'm sure you've been listening intently. And Janelle and I and Miss T was saying about doing a reality show. Now, you're a video man. I think it makes sense we all just make our own reality TV show. What are you saying?
Oh.
You put Theo on the spot now. I'm going to get some light as well. Let me get some light and water.
Yeah, because it's a bit dark. That's why I just said, let me put the light on. Because it's obviously been such a nice day. We forget, so we need light when it gets set.
There be light.
But I'm not even going to lie. I've been trying to cut down using my light because this double paying the gas and electricity, yo, mate, I know I'm going to another topic, but, mate, this is just a lot.
I need 5. Don't mind, I'll be back in a second. Okay?
Yeah.
1 sec.
But guys, what are your views? I mean, how are you finding reality TV shows? What's your comments in terms of put me on the spot? Theo said, yeah, that's right. MediaNet, we put you on the spot because that's how we do it. Put it out there. And I know, say you'll be up for it anyway. You could just like watch us, follow us, and just do it live. You don't even have to edit it. You just do it live.
Do you know who actually I had a conversation about this with a few years ago? Is Shakira, who's the author, and she wanted to do reality TV called Boss Babes, where it's like black females doing great things, whatever they're doing in their own lane, whether it's the Mamals of the world, whether it's the Now Chat shows of the world, whether it's people managing music artists or managing artists or creating. That's what she wanted to do, and we never kind of set the idea off. But I remember having this chat with her about, must have been before lockdown. So yeah, it must have been like 2019 or something.
Right, because I'm just going to message Shakira because she said she was going to come on a live as well. She's not here.
She have picked me.
Yeah, and she's abroad as well. She's at a hover room as well, right?
Probably.
But that's a great idea what she's suggesting, because I think something like that, I believe people need to see the authentic reality lives of women and men like ourselves.
Yeah.
I think but then it depends, because it has to be somebody that's kind of, very proactive, doing a lot of things. Like I think even someone like, say, Bad Andrew would be great for a reality TV show.
Yeah.
It has to be a certain kind of individual, because you want to give them a lot to keep them going. Do you know what I mean? If you're just doing like a regular kind of mundane, you're just working and you just come home and you're watching TV, that's just dry out. No one ain't doing that. No one ain't watching you. Not dissing anybody that's your life, because obviously
you may not necessarily come home. You might meet up with the girl. You might go to, you might be going gym to a crazy class like you go to, He was saying he likes the ideas of a first dates thing. But you see, the thing is, right, I get that, Theo, and I do watch First Dates. I do like it. It's very warming TV. It's one of the reality shows that I do watch, actually. Not religiously, but if I flick the TV on and it's on, I will watch it. And I think that's a good idea. The trouble is, we black people don't want to go on them show there. And I'm talking about, we might be single and looking for love, but to put it out there, like, we might, we have a problem with that.
I've never seen that. What's that about?
What, First Dates? When people go into a restaurant. So they're singles who obviously apply to the First Dates show, and they go into they basically go on a blind date, and they go into a restaurant and they meet their blind date in the restaurant, and you're just like a fly on the wall watching how their date goes and how they get on. And
So it's a first date, but it's like a blind date kind of thing as
First
well.
date, but it's a blind date. They've never met each other before, but they're matched based on the criteria that they're looking for. And there's actually been some, I think there's been a first date to marriage and a family, yeah. And it's actually, and there have been quite a few black people on there, but I think generally we're probably more like, you know what, I go on TV, so I know what people looking at my business, and everybody look at me down the street and know, say, you know,
I met this person on the first date, or I'm trying to look for love and all them kind of things.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. You've got, there's another show that I've just struggled to understand why, but they've got what's it called now? Not how to look good naked. You know that naked dating show?
You know, I don't watch English and reality shows. You know, I only watch American.
It's on Channel 4. Channel 4 gets some extreme stuff because I think they're like always trying to push the envelope. But it's not how to look good naked. It's like naked. I don't know. Anyway, these people basically choose a date select based on looking at people's naked bodies in live. So they've got you got one person who's single looking for a date. They come on the show. They've got maybe 4 or 5 people that they start from their legs and work their way up, and they eliminate people based on who they don't like, based on how they look naked. And then at the very last, I think it comes down to like the final 3 or whatever, and then they show these people's faces, I think.
Oh shit!
And then
Are you serious?
Theo said, "I know the show you're talking about. Not in our culture, right? I mean, who's
Can
doing
you
that?
imagine? Hold on a second. So you're gonna see the legs, the batty, the tits, everything, but you're just not seeing the top half.
You see the front of them. You see everything, and then final thing. So and each
what do you see?
reveal,
You see everything. So you're saying you're seeing all the private parts, the titty, the.
As you see everything.
I want it.
Everything. Naked like the day they're born. Well, not like the day they're born because they're big people, but and then the picker, the singleton, also gets naked. And then they go on a date fully clothed. So it's such voyeuristic TV. It's such for me it's weird TV, but they get many guests. But the reason I mention it is back to our point about putting ourselves out there as black people. The reason I mention it is because when I was walking down the road near my house, maybe about 2 months ago, I saw a guy who was on this.
On the show.
What's it called? Not naked. Maybe it's not naked.
Wasn't it me and you said that that guy was on the show. It was called something naked or something, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" Remember?
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, and he was walking down the street. So and there's somebody else that I actually know. A girl who was on it. Like I know her through somebody. And she actually went on it. Channel 4 does some madness though.
But so your friend that went on it, she went on it naked as well. She's not your friend.
I mean, it's someone who I know through someone. Not a lovely person, but yeah, it's not like a friend of mine.
Right.
But yeah, she went on there. White girl. Like not black girl. I've seen one black girl on there. She was a bit cray, I think.
So how did she look?
Naked attraction, Guantio. Thank you. That madness.
But Theo, how you know about shows?
That one. Maybe he googled it, but he knows the one I'm talking about. Madness.
What do you mean? So people go on there naked?
So you've got one singleton who goes on to select from about 5 people. The singleton is fully clothed for the first part of the show, and then these people are in like these booths where they stand up in a booth with different kind of lit colors around them. He googled it. I had a feeling he might have googled it.
Theo's lying. Him too lying about him googling. He never googled it.
And then they just open the box. They kind of like you're in a box. Think about like a soul, them soldiers who stand outside the Queen's thing. You're in a light box, but you can't see through it. And then they reveal the bottom half, like the feet and the legs. then they reveal the middle bit, and at each stage of reveal, the picker, the singleton, eliminates somebody based on their body parts.
Oh, hell
It's
no.
not harsh. They're not like, oh, you've got like
So
an ugly penis or vagina.
Got a birthmark on your left
listen,
foot.
I'd be eliminating people from their foot because I can't stand them.
Sorry, give me 1 minute. My cat's doing some madness
Hold on
now.
a second. Did Miss T say you eliminate somebody because of their foot?
Yes, straight.
Oh God.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I kind of get it. I do.
Can't you just have to put on some socks? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
So they have to wear socks in bed then.
And I hate that.
Mate, sometimes some people have to do that, you know, like they're just gonna have to put on the socks.
Be like, bro, you got any socks? I got a spare pair. Yeah, your feet look cold.
I was going to say something, but I thought I better not because the person might even be secretly watching the replay. So let me just, not say anything.
Cheers.
What are you drinking? Cheers with my empty glass.
I gave birth on this day 13
Oh
years
yeah, we're
ago.
celebrating Cam.
Yes, cheers.
Cheers.
Just went to go and do the cake quickly.
Oh, you just did the cake? Oh.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't do it on the thing. They're just not.
There's so many weird reality shows out there, and we can't come up with one.
It's true. Theo, what are you saying? I think we need to have a roundtable meeting.
Oh, well, I think we just came up with one. Like, eliminate people by their ugly feet.
No, not do a reality show about feet. But you know what? That probably will sell. But just,
why not?
I think
there's so many people that don't actually look after their feet. They got fungus. They got enough things going on. Trust me, people don't look after their foot bottom.
So you're gonna date somebody based upon their feet?
I'm not saying
or not date somebody based on their feet. I mean, feet can be turn off. They can be, but
a feet is a big thing, you know, because some men are turned on by feet. Because I remember when I was in church, we wasn't allowed to wear open toe shoes. You can only show one or two toes. Yeah, because some guys wear feet fetish. I'm serious. So
instead of telling the man them to mind their business if they're in a foot and just don't bring it to church, they're telling the woman them you can't show your foot them.
Yeah,
you can't. You've got 2 toes out, put them away.
No, I'm serious. I'm really serious. I'm serious.com. They've told us like when you're serving in church. Oh yeah.
Come on, me, Jeanette. Boomerang.
Oh, yeah.
Time on the corners on the football. Yeah.
They literally said a part of the uniform, like with your shoes, you can't wear open toe shoes. Like you couldn't wear like sandals and things like that. If you do wear, like when you're serving, when I say serving, like if you was an usher or anything in ministry, you couldn't show toes. The most you could show is like 1 or 2 toes, and the women would check to see if. Because the other toe could be the little baby toe that's leaning out of the shoe. Do you get what I'm saying? So that would be incorporated.
So did you have to have toe check? Did they have toe check? Okay. Let's do uniform inspection. Right. Sorry.
I mean,
go home. Go home. There's 2.5 toes showing. Home.
You couldn't serve. You couldn't serve, babe.
I mean, that would be, you see, there is so much about our culture that could be in a reality show. What goes on in church? What goes on outside of church? What goes on in the dance? What goes on after the dance? Who's checking who in the dance? You know, there's so many, our businesses, it would be great to see what we do in a reality, like just like them full Towie them, which I don't watch, but we've got so much that is so rich about.
But babe, could you imagine if the people that was to watch to see what we really get up to, they'd be like, oh my gosh, did you see that Janelle? did you see that guy that she went, oh, I can't believe that she did that. And that one Miss T, and did it, do you get, I don't know if I really want that out there.
No, but it wouldn't be anything. Look, I wouldn't necessarily go for anything contrived or scripted. It would just be, what are you doing a real, you know? And of course, there'd be a little bit of drama in there, but like no life is drama free. So I don't know if you'd have to, you know, we all go through our trials and tribulations and stresses and ups and downs and highs and lows, and we do all the things that other people do. You know, we have children, we get married, we open businesses, we, you know, we do reality, we do chat shows, we do. There's so many elements of that people do. That, you know, we go for jobs. Do you know what I mean? We lose jobs. There's so much about our and I think that I think we need to think about who would we be exposing that to. Is it we want other people, not other than Black people, to watch and see what we do potentially, and see that we, you know, we've got such rich, positive lives. But I think it's also showcasing what we do to each other, like how rich and diverse and creative and magical we are as a culture and as a people. I think it could work.
I think it could. You know, saying that. So, for example, with Top Boy, the Americans have got access to Top Boy now, right? Mm. And so for them, they're just like, wow, this is how y'all living out there? Like, they're intrigued. They love it. Every American that I've met, even my cousins, and I'm just like, but you were born here? So when he kept coming back, he kept talking to me about Benny Hill. It was winding me up. I'm like, cuz, take care. I'll speak to you later. Yeah, Benny Hill. And then so the last time he came over, he was talking to me about Top Boy, and I was like, yeah, finally we can have a conversation. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't,
Benny Hill.
The old Benny Hill. Like, yeah. That craziness. Okay. Like, and I was like, are you stuck in a time warp? Because that was not.
But I suppose it's what was airing at the time and what that was, you know, like when you think about how TV used to be back then, it never really showed us. The only people that you may have seen was like No Problem, Desmond's, and do you know what I mean? Kind of thing.
We don't have any of that anymore.
We have nothing. TV
that was. Yeah. Look how long. So
TV has regressed. Like,
we've not even got people writing scripts for stuff that's today, present day. Like, we're still watching reruns of things from the 80s.
It's true.
And the thing is, it's because, you know, even if I'm not saying that nobody is writing them, but they have gatekeepers, don't they? Or they have, the BBC or Channel 4, they're not going to take those scripts because of who it's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So I think we definitely, I know there's loads of young people of colour that have got talent, that have got these things probably parked up, or they've gone to somebody and they've said, no, sorry, we're not interested. So why don't we just do it ourselves? If Tyler Perry can go and make his own studio, why can't we do that here? We have the likes of, you know, Freddy Krueger. I'm not sure where I see that whole name anymore, but he's a filmmaker.
What they've done with very well.
Exactly. So why haven't we got our own networks? Why are we not just showing on our own platforms? We've got platforms.
But I think even when you think about even like with Freddie, sorry, didn't mean to cut you. One of the reasons why he had to step out and do his own thing, because there wasn't representation of us. Do you know what I mean? And hence the reason why he went out there and created for himself, because it gets to a stage where you just get tired of seeing the same old, and it's not having a true reflection on the, you know, the things that we face, you know, our real life, everyday kind of experiences. Everything is just all down to the British culture rather than us who are Black, British, or even Asian, showing what we go through. Do you know what I mean? And to be quite honest with you, overall, we all kind of like go through the most quite similar things anyway, but it's other type of mindset that creates certain kind of, you know, animosity and hate within the communities, such as racism. Even that last film that he did, remember the one where the dad wakes up and he's a black man.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that was really good, even though it was comedy, but it just goes to show that this is something that's embedded in a lot of individuals and they don't even realize it, that they are quite racist against, other kind of ethnic minority, just the way that, that everything he's listened to is black culture music.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like you're meeting up with your crew of people that hates black people, but everything about you is black. The music is black. The way you even dress and everything else is black. You like a little curry and everything else. Where's that all coming from? It's not coming from English people, but it's coming from all these different types of cultures. So I think well done to Freddie. If you do catch the replay, big up yourself for even doing that show. That actual film was a good film. I'm not even going to lie.
So, he's super talented.
The big corporations have too many of our scripts, which they are not going to use. But we need to do something about it. And I think even for yourself, even MediaNet, because you've got the facility, you've got the cameras and everything. I'm sure you could even just work with some of these screenwriters and then, just produce content out there, and even if you can't do it all by yourself, get other
we're looking for sponsors. Come on. You're out there. We know you are. That's what we need to do. We need to pool our resources and we need to come together to do it. Otherwise, it's not going to be done. Because that's the other thing. There are many platforms out there and they're all kind of like squirreling away trying to do it in isolation when, it's harder that way. So why don't we have create a conglomerate of different, platforms and stuff and come together? I think that maybe, we should be looking for sponsors and stuff like that.
Definitely.
I think it's big, what was Brenda's son called, the deceased young man? Was it Jamal Edwards?
No.
Very tragic, but he was a true example of, you know what?
SBT.
I'm not waiting for it to happen. I'm just going to do it. He had an idea. God
and
rest his soul.
Look how many young people that he catapulted into stardom that they just wouldn't have reached it. And I mean, prime example, Ed Sheeran. Like, he wouldn't have got to where he is if it wasn't for Jamal.
Wow.
And he's a world-class superstar, isn't he?
Yeah.
Cameos and, big selling. I loved Ed. Well, I do like Ed.
I like Ed.
I remember him.
I know people have passed Ed, but I like him. I
saw him. What my last show that I used to like, Hollyoaks. When I saw Ed, that's where I saw Ed in Hollyoaks singing the A-Team. Yeah.
Oh, he sang in Hollyoaks. Okay.
Yeah, he was singing his tune, the A-Team in Hollyoaks. And I was like, I like this tune. Who is this? And I saw him and that's how I started following. So that's how long ago that was.
Oh, wow. That's
2005. Yeah.
I think Jamal started the platform maybe 2006, early to mid 2000s when YouTube had just started up. And he said there isn't a TV outlet or show or outlet like this, and he got a video camcorder. You can do it all on your phone now, but he got a camcorder for Christmas and he just decided to start. And he started when he was 15 and that was it. And it just became, he showcased young talent through that. And it just really struck a chord with young people. Timing had a lot to do with it as well, but he had the vision and the foresight. So I guess what I'm saying is
that place at the right time, innit?
Yeah. So it's more, I think, about just do it. When you have an idea, just do it. Now, of course, resources need to be involved, but there's many of us out there who are talented enough and who can come together to do certain things. So
just do
I
it.
would love to know. Yeah.
If you've got an idea or anything like that, just step out and do it. And the craziest thing is, you may not even have the money to start. You won't even know what to do. Just start and just do the thing, because you just don't know who's going to see it,
where it's going to lead to, where it's going to go.
The truth is, we are all looking for the deal from the big corporations to pay us the big bucks. But I don't even think it's that. I think we actually seeing that we can create our own content. We can actually do it for ourselves. But I think the key thing is the consistency.
Yeah.
Well, it is. I know that's been my biggest issue is being consistent because life gets in the way and things like that. But those who have been consistent, you can see that they're reaping their fruits from the hard work that they've been doing for decades.
True.
Yeah, it's true.
It looked like you guys froze for a minute. I felt like I was talking to myself, but clearly I wasn't. You see what happens when you got BPD? I keep on saying this and use it as a line like a crutch. It's really bad. Yeah. Anyway, so what's going on with you, Janelle? What's happening? What's going on with you, T? Because we're going to wrap up the show because I thought there was,
a lot. I mean, I've. There's been a busy few weeks: events, weddings, work, life, admin, other projects. But I give thanks. It's kind of, I think things are kind of gently easing off again, and yeah, I just need to. When you get to there's certain points in your life, you're like, okay, I need to just focus on myself and getting certain things in order. That's where I am in the minute. There's lots. Isn't it amazing how much household life admin there can be, and if you don't stay on top of it, it just accumulates. So it sounds really boring, but it's necessary. So I'm just sorting my life out.
Me too.
Literally.
So I've gone back to school. I'm enjoying that. Getting my head around doing assignments and being an academic. I'm an academic now. Yay!
Yay! What are you studying?
I'm studying I'm doing a degree in health and social management because I want to set up charities. That's what I want to do. I want to have a home birth or birthing centres and children's centres globally. And so while I'm doing that, I'm studying for that to get that underway. And I've started doing some modelling. So I've done a shoot last week and the photographer's really happy with me and he's asked to meet me again tomorrow.
So what type of modelling are you doing? Are you doing are you showing the body parts before you date?
No, I don't see, look, no. So this is the thing. So the first one that I'd done the other day, he was just like, oh, meet me at London Bridge. Like I've, seen some spots around that. And I was thinking, I wonder what I didn't understand what he was talking about. So when we done a little walk around, he was like finding colourful backdrops. So like, I don't know, big orange walls, pink walls, that kind of thing. And he was just like, just wear really bright colours that, really bright oranges and limes and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, no problem. And the pictures came out amazing. I was so pleased and he was so pleased. So he was just like, can we do this again? But he wants to do sportswear. So yeah, I'm a bit nervous, but I've got I can choose my clothes. So
okay,
it's fine. So I do my makeup, I do my hair, and I choose my clothes. So I've got, and with him, he doesn't want anything you can't show any branding. So I'm just like,
right.
I don't do branding anyway. So yeah.
So it's your own wardrobe that you can basically bring with you.
My own wardrobe, yes. And I have plenty clothes.
Yes, we do.
Not a lot of sportswear, but because I want to do exercise. But I generally, and this is where my reality TV comes in, I like to watch people do exercise, but I don't actually do it.
You work out through others.
Yes.
Yeah. No.
I love it. See, Kaz, when you were doing yours, I was like, come on,
Kaz. That's like the Google box that they do where they're watching TV shows and they're
watching Rewatching people watching TV.
Yeah. So you could be watching Miss T watching people working out.
But the thing is, I'm not gonna lie, I'm funny. I know I'm funny. Like, I listen to myself and I'm just like, people tell me I'm funny. And I'm just like, I should be on TV. So yeah, maybe we should do a reality something.
Why not?
I think I'll give that a miss.
Why?
Anyway,
this is a talk show. This is not.
It's
People
still
don't
reality.
know what I'm no.
It's not a scripted show. That's what reality TV is, anything that is so-called, even though some reality shows are scripted, but so-called unscripted. It could be it could be a chat show, it could be it's not a documentary or a film or a drama. Although sometimes drama could come into it, but technically you fall under that bracket, technically.
No, because
Kaz ain't having it. She's like,
nobody don't know my business. You see, like, no, bro. You know when Facebook first came out and people start putting on their status like, I'm in a relationship with this person and that person.
Mate, I did not do that.
And then you see,
I'm sorry,
that's complicated, and then that person and then done. And everybody knows, like, I'm just not that chick. Like, mate, you're lucky if you know. You have to be my people to know who I'm seeing. And even when I'm seeing somebody, unless you're like a proper, like, bruv, we're not.
I mean, I would like that. I would like to watch people on dates.
Yeah, it's quite nice. I was saying I do watch First Dates. I do like First Dates. It's quite a heartwarming show.
I watched one of them and I like the presenter. Is it the French guy? He's very charismatic.
First Date.
Fred is married to a black woman.
I know.
Fred
looks all right, isn't it?
Fred is very charming.
So we don't have to reinvent the wheel. We can just kind of like see what's out there, what's popular already.
Is that his missus? Is that how he's getting on?
That's your jokes.
No, Fred looks all right, you know. Like Fred looks kind of all right. Even he's
do you know what? I don't know why we could do speed dating. We could do it doesn't have to. We've got venues. We've got people we've got cameras, media nets there.
Well, Theo actually mentioned, he said, I do like the First Dates show.
Did he?
Yeah, he did. And I sent him the link trying to get him onto the show, but you know, Theo's not a camera. He's a cameraman, but not a face man.
He said that he likes the idea of a first dates thing. I like that idea as well.
So maybe we should have a full-way conversation about this after the show.
Who's volunteering? Anyone out there wants to go on a first dates for us, by us?
Yeah, because we need a cast.
We need the restaurant. We could find the restaurant, I'm sure.
Yeah, but this reminds me of, remember what I was trying to do during the lockdown and it just never happened?
Wow.
Dating online.
Kind of, but this wouldn't be online. This is in person.
Yeah, I know it'd be in person, but I'm just saying it kind of reminds me slightly of that concept. The only difference is, obviously, yes, it's going to be in person, but I suppose it's going to take away what I was suggesting. Like, you don't really know much about what that person does for a living, you know, all of those kind of typical questions we ask. Oh, what does he earn? What does he drive? You know, we're just so moved about stuff rather than.
Do you ask what does he earn? What does he drive? You don't.
No, but you do kind of ask. So, what kind of job do you do? Innit?
Oh, of course. Or what do you do? Yeah, like, what do you do?
Yeah, so you do ask that. I mean, the last guy.
Did you ask what do you earn? What do you drive?
I didn't ask him nothing.
I was actually on a date yesterday, guys, and I didn't ask what do you earn, what do you drive. I knew what he drove. I did not. That wasn't on my list, but I knew what he drove because we went in his car. Don't know what he earns, but I know what he does.
Yeah, but can I just say something? That might not have been his car. He might have borrowed a car from his friend.
He might have. But if he did, he didn't need to go to all that trouble. We could have got the bus.
I've got a
True.
new set of questions. I've evolved, and I want somebody who has a farm.
A farm.
Yes.
Now that's great.
I want to live off grid.
Do you have a farm? How many cows do you have?
There you go.
Well, not cows necessarily. But I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
And if you're into me, you've got to like bees, because I want to have a bee. I want to be a beekeeper. Are you up for that?
I actually do know somebody that's got a farm and got an allotment like a farm and everything else. I actually do.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I know someone who's got a farm. He's not single though. Well,
no, he's not single.
Cass is like, no, he's not single.
Definitely not single.
I think he thinks he's single, but he's not.
But you know, maybe we could be coaching some of the people that are going on these dates. You know, who's coaching?
I can't coach nobody because I can't even coach myself to Ross, much more than coach anybody else. Can you imagine me trying to coach somebody? The only time I had been in a relationship for 4 years, that was back in 2004 or 2003. We're now in 2022.
Yes, babe.
So I'm not in a position to coach anybody.
Coaching is not necessarily about having the lived experience, though. You do know that, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
I hear you, but what I'm saying is basically I need someone to coach me.
Okay. Well, we all need coaching, I think. You know, we all need coaching.
Absolutely.
We all need coaching from time to time. But yes, there we go. We've got a concept.
I just had an idea. So maybe we could have a reality show talking about coaching people how to date, but taking the direction from people that don't actually date.
I mean, anything possible.
That sounds like a comedy show.
Mate, I'm telling you, people will plug into that. Trust me.
You know what you could call it? How much do you earn? What car do you drive?
You know what? Don't even listen. You don't make jokes of it, but that is already catchy already. You know, how much do you? What was it? How much do you earn, and what car do you drive? Or just how much do you earn? What car do you drive?
No, I like the what car do you drive. I like the how much you earn, what car do you drive. I like that as a strap line. That would grab people's attention. Be like, oh my God, there's a dating show that's, you know, talking about how much you earn or what car do you drive.
Mate, listen, I'm
Would you be impressed if you said a tractor? If he just said to you, I've got a tractor.
I've got a tractor. I have a car. You know, a car isn't like, yeah. Because even the man's telling you how much he earns. Is that your money though? Does that mean that the man could be earning millions? Is he sharing that with you though? Okay.
Do you even have even a percentage of what that man's got?
Okay. No, I'm not even talking about what you have necessarily, but I'm saying that we might have these questions about how much you earn or whatever. But that doesn't mean the man could be earning millions. That doesn't mean he's going to be sharing those millions with you. That could be like, well, what's his is his
money.
That's his money. So, you know.
Unless you become wifey, and that may still not be your money.
Listen, girl, it still may not be your money. Prenups and all.
Real.
But what's you guys' thoughts on prenups? Like, if you met a guy and you know he's got money, and you're dating, then you get to the next stage, and you're engaged, and then you're married, and he's like, "Yeah, we need to do a prenup." Are you?
It depends what the prenup says.
You can't get not be dead. And when we
divorce,
then
that's a different story.
Yeah.
But it depends what the prenup says. I mean, some people, I guess some guys just do it to protect. There's all different reasons behind it. Some people do it to protect their interests. You know, like they might have kids. They just don't want the other half to get everything if they divorce. Most of the time prenups are for situations of divorce, not really when you die. It's like, if we're no longer together, you're not going to just clean me out.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
But supposing, yeah, that you're with the guy, but you're separated, and obviously you're signing a prenup because obviously you're not marrying the person because of their money. It's really based upon love. Then you separate. Then it's a thing where you're not divorced, but he's kind of like moved on. Do you know what I mean? It's like there's a whole heap of like complication. He doesn't particularly have any kids, or maybe he's got a kid from a previous relationship before he got with you. But then that wife, her kids get all the money. And you've invested all this time in this relationship, and he just keeps on moving on, and you don't end up with nothing, and you've given your life to this person. Then what? Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does. But I think everything has its own merits. Like I've heard of a situation where a guy had a lot of money and he married a woman and he did a prenup. And in his prenup, he said that if we ever separate or get divorced, you're getting, I think, $1 million or $2 million.
Oh, yeah, she's giving her money. Okay.
Yeah, so prenups rather than her getting half of his however many millions, you know. So I just think it all depends. It's whatever suits.
It's what's agreed on, isn't it?
I think it's whatever it's between two people. Yeah. It's fine, you know. Yeah, but maybe that's a subject of another.
Exactly. I was just about to say, like, I think that we can expand on that a lot. I mean, because I don't think it's fair that a man builds up his business, his, you know, his livelihood and everything, and then meets somebody and then she wants to just take everything. How is that fair?
I agree. I do agree.
That's right.
See, Coach Carla says, bring up all the
Whoa, Coach Carla, big up yourself. Oh, I like that. Register today, Coach Carla.
I love that, yes.
Oh, child.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we need to, because I think
life, you know, real quick, because you can talk about
off the back of. Oh, sorry, go on.
No, you go on, T.
I think off the back of our lovely man, Mr. Kevin Samuels. Yeah, I mean, people are talking about these things more now. I know that he was very controversial, but he got those conversations happening. And, you know, I'm a big believer in that. We needed to have those conversations. I didn't agree in his delivery. However, there were some things that he said that he wasn't capping.
Yeah.
It's just the way that he delivered it. It was a bit harsh, but a lot of the stuff that he was saying was on point.
I think I agree with, like, if you and a guy have both started from scratch and you kind of have taken care of certain things and he was able to build his business or his empire with you quietly supporting in the background, that's a different scenario. But if a man's already built his empire, you come along as his potential other half and he's saying, look, I love you, but do you know what? Anything can happen in life and I need to protect what I have. I don't think I'd have an issue with that.
I would.
And that really shows the kind of person that you are, that who you're actually going to be dealing with. Do you know what I mean? Is this person really sincerely there for you, or is there an alternative motive? Do you know what I mean? And I think definitely having prenup is definitely something worth looking into, especially when you've got assets and you didn't particularly build that with that individual. I mean, even when you look at, say, like the Mary J. Blige situation, I don't know what prenup she put in place for her and her husband, but he basically like almost took her to the cleaners and she's had to rebuild herself up. And this man wasn't there in the beginning. He didn't make Mary J. Blige. Mary J. Blige was Mary J. Blige before she came with you, got with you. And this guy, she had to pay him a whole heap of money. And I think that was such a sad case to hear about somebody that, you know, it's just built up themselves and then somebody just comes in, gets a little management position and he wants all of these shares and halves and everything. Oh, guess who's going to join us, ladies? Guess who's going to join us?
Coach Carla?
Yo! So what
Hello. How are you all, ladies? Good. How are you?
Good.
I'm fine. You got me out of my bed, you know. I was like, do you know what? I know you guys were. I know you were talking about like reality TV. Was that what you were doing before?
Yeah, this was. This is.
Guess what? I was watching Love Island.
I see it there.
I was watching Love Island and I was like, you know what? Let me just get this out of the way. Then I'm going to jump in. So I apologize. Well, no, I'm not apologizing because that is the way I de-stress. And I kind of like, it's my away time. It's the time I can just I don't focus on anything else. And I have that time to just do me.
Yes.
I'm not even gonna lie. Yesterday I watched Real Housewives of Atlanta and I was cussing myself. I was like,
right.
Why are you really watching this? Like these I don't even know why. I get so vexed with myself, but then I'm waiting for next week. What is that addiction all about?
I know. But going back on your stuff about prenups, I think that my opinion is, I think especially in this day and age, I think you have to protect your assets. If you come into a relationship and you have assets and that person may not have assets or as many as you, I think you have to protect that, especially if you've got children, if you've got family members, etc., etc. But I think that from that point, if you then gain things together, assets together, then obviously that's a different story. But I definitely say to a man, protect what you've got. And for women, I'd say also protect what you have too. It's really, really important, actually.
Yeah, because I was just sharing, like, look what happened to Mary J. Blige.
Right. Yeah. And he didn't come with much. But he was but he was her manager, and he was also used to a standard of living that Mary got him accustomed to. And then when he decided to do what he done, and she divorced him, she had to pay for to maintain him for a number of years. And I believe she's just come out of that. But she had to keep him up to that standard that they were living with, that they were used to when they were living together and married. So it's a big deal.
Yeah, but I don't understand that. I mean, I'm just trying to wrap my head around it. Like, you didn't have that standard way of living. Your artist or your wife, she did. She brought you in. Yes, you was managing her, but she was already established before you came on the scene. You just got to bring in. That's what I'm saying. And now she's got the divorce arrangement is, I've got to now pay you a certain amount of money for you to continue to live a lifestyle that I give you.
Yeah. It's sad, but it's what happens. And what happens with a lot of some of these celebrities is that when they get with a guy, he then becomes their manager. Like, you weren't their manager before. You become their manager, and you're entitled to so much, and you're exposed to their whole all of their assets and everything that they've built up. And then if it goes all wrong, then you're in trouble and you end up kicking yourself because you're like, what have I done here? But it is what it is. By then it's too late, really.
That's a real lack of wisdom. I mean, because people that have access to that kind of money, shouldn't they have people that are qualified, like business, like wealth managers and things like that?
Yeah. Like, and you would have thought so. Yeah. You would have thought so. But sometimes when they say love is blind, but love can be very expensive as well, right?
Yeah, clearly. Mate.
Yeah.
So I wonder what kind of prenup arrangement she had with him then.
Whatever it was, robust enough.
Exactly.
So Carla, do you watch Real Housewives? Any of the franchise of that?
But you know, I've stopped watching that because it used to come on one of the channels. I think it was like ITV2, and I'm not up to date with. I'm so way behind. I think is Nene not in it anymore?
No, Nene's out.
Exactly. That's the last time I sort of saw it, when her husband wasn't well, but I know he's passed.
Away now, yeah.
Yeah, God rest his soul. But so no, I don't watch that. Why? What's going on?
No, I just don't understand why I keep watching it. I'm just trying to figure it out. I don't. That's the only real reality show that I will watch, other than the show that I watched, the Oprah Winfrey show. What's it?
Own.
Love
Is it?
is.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
gosh, I can't even remember, and it just was on the other day, and they did it. They do it in different states.
Okay. So it's one of Oprah's things.
Yeah, it's under her umbrella, one of her like shows. But that show is really quite good because
Okay.
obviously we're dealing with, you've seen black people, you've seen very affluential black people doing quite well for themselves, but then at the same time finding themselves in these tricky situations. But it's not even a tricky situation because they're dating multiple people on the shows because they're obviously looking for love, ready for love. That's the name of the show. It's called Ready for Love.
Okay.
And with that show, I like watching that show because there's a lot of things that happens there. You just think to yourself, like you can kind of relate it to your everyday life, or you can relate it to somebody else that you know, kind of thing, in those kind of situations. And it kind of makes you look at dating in a different perspective because you're not dating where you're giving up the cookies, giving up giving up the pum pum or whatever, but you're more just like dating strategically in terms of you're ready to love, you're looking to find that one, but at the same time dating multiple people, so that's where it becomes quite complicated. And with it becoming complicated, then you have the bad guys and you have the good guys, and you have the bad guys that are trying to mash up other people, them relationships and all that sort of things, their links, their connections. It's a whole mess, but it's still quite educational.
So they're dating multiple.
Did you know
Sorry.
laughing at me?
You said it's a whole mess.
But it is a whole mess, but it's still informative. Like,
so they're dating multiple people. That's
yeah,
confusing. I think that would be like confusing for my head, like to be dating. Like I'd be like,
when
okay.
you're dating, you're not having, sometimes we're dating. We say we're dating, we're just getting intimate with the person. You're not intimate. You just.
But Cash, you know what? Sometimes, like, I think that when you date someone, and I'm not talking about being intimate or anything like that, but when you date them, and if you have like more than, I would say, like 3 dates with a person, then you start to become invested. So it's like going on dates with like all these different people. It's a bit confusing.
Yeah,
maybe
what
it's just
happens
me.
is that you're looking for your strongest connection.
Okay.
So you might see, like, there may be, say there's 14 of you, there's 7 women, 7 men that's dating, yeah, and then somebody gets eliminated every single week. The woman would eliminate a man would eliminate a woman the following week, etc. So the numbers keep on going down until you find your strongest link. So it's all about finding that connection. It's finding that person that you connect with. So even though, say, like, Bob could be connected to Sally, and Sally maybe somebody might be interested in Sally, so she's going to be open to going on those dates with that person, but she already knows in the back of her head that Bob is the one, and Bob already knows that Sally is the one. But the whole purpose of the show is to find that love connection, because obviously you're just looking to say, yeah, I'm ready to love, but you want to experiment and see if that potentially could be the person, because that person might have another connection with somebody else. So it's all, it sounds complicated, but when you watch a show, it's like, okay, but it is a bit messy. And I think that goes back to reality show, because it needs to be messy. It needs to have that drama to keep the in and everything else. Do you know what I mean? But
that's what keeps us hooked, right?
Yeah.
I think we should just bring back Cilla Black. That was
Blind Date, you mean?
Come on.
Yeah.
You done it, like the way that happened. Like, I'd love to do that.
You should. I think you should. I think it's needed. Bring it back.
Let's do it.
A Black Cilla Black.
And who's gonna be that?
I think people are when it comes to dating and stuff, I think we need to be innovative. It needs to be, it needs to be kind of different. So yeah, bring it back.
Okay.
I've got some ideas. I will talk to you after.
So after the live, we're going to be talking about this, and I think then MediaNet, you got the links, and then you should join the conversation because you're the video man. Or do you want us to just present you with the proposal?
Come with a proposal.
To you, and this is what you will be getting once we've made this amount of money. I would just help with the casting.
Okay.
So you wouldn't want to host, Kaz?
No.
You wouldn't want to present.
Why?
Because no, no, I don't think so.
What do you think, Janelle?
I just don't know who I'm going to be on that day. Do you know what I mean?
Janelle, you're quiet.
I'm just taking it all in, to be honest. Like, I'm taking it all in. I mean, I do like the idea of bringing back Blind Date. I was going to say surprise.
I was only thinking surprise. I love surprise. I love.
Do you know what's funny? I could actually see what's her name, Judy.
Who? Judy. That's who came to my mind. It would be Judy to do that. Judy would be the amazing host for that.
I could see Judy doing that.
She would be so amazing. Definitely, I agree.
All right, Judy, if show for you.
Or even man like Quincy.
Or even man like Quincy, yeah.
True. Or you could have both of them together, give us a bit of balance.
Exactly. Yeah, that'd be a funny show.
Isn't it?
Have the screen pull back, you know. You got one singleton, 3 dates, ask your 3 questions, you eliminate.
That'd be quite funny.
Gutted when some bombshell walks around the curtain.
You're like, oh no.
Can you imagine us in a black version of us in a black?
I know.
We could send them to places that we know. So, for example, we could say to them, right, tonight you're going to go on a date to Cabby's. That way, you're actually promoting.
It's true.
Keep it down at the same time.
Or tonight you're going on a date to Roger's Kitchen in Camden.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Come on.
You know something, we shouldn't even be talking this because you know what? Somebody might actually teeth the idea.
Yeah, but we said it first.
We've got
it's time.
Evidence. We have evidence. Said it first.
They might give us money.
Anyway, you lot keeping me up past my bedtime now.
Yeah, and me. I was in my bed, and you know, it's work tomorrow. In this heat wave we're gonna have.
Yeah,
the next few days. I mean, definitely, ladies, make them if you can get some sun in the next 2 days because by the weekend,
I have been having sun.
I know, Janelle.
Look on you.
Look.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Nice.
I've been in.
That's not me.
No, I've been in an office all day. So tomorrow, I hope to get some sun at some point because I think it's going to be warmer tomorrow than it was today.
It is, and then Friday's the peak.
Friday.
I know. Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm gonna fry up. Ooh, yeah, by the time you don't see me next week, you lot's gonna be thinking, right, who's that person?
Who's that girl?
Yeah, anyway.
I know.
All right. So I think this is where we call it a wrap. So next week, next week we're going to be talking about post-traumatic slave syndrome. We've got a special guest lined up for you all. So do make sure you tune in. I believe we're going to start at the normal time, about 7:00. But just if you're following us, then obviously you're going to get the information. You get the note. Make sure you hit the notification bell as well, so that you can join. You don't need to worry about it because it will just pop up on your phone, and then you can just join the live itself. And make sure you do subscribe to the channel. Leave your comments below, and we will see you next time. Any last words, ladies, before we exit? Any upcoming events, Carla?
Oh no, at the moment. No, it's pretty quiet my end. But no, I'll just say to everyone, enjoy the sun, you know, be outdoors, you know, connect with nature and just be happy.
Mm-hmm. If you were near a Carla, I'd be in your garden, mate.
Girl, the garden, listen, the barbecue's coming in August. So yeah, when I get back from the vacation, it's barbecue time.
All right.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about your vacation because I'm actually envious right now.
Anyway, we shall say no more.
Yes. Do you know any last words from you, babe?
Just to echo what Kyla said, everybody enjoy the sun if you can. We don't get it often enough, and it makes us feel good. Connect with nature is very, very important. And yeah, just enjoy these next few days because we don't know how long it will last.
That's real talk. And Miss T, any lasting words?
Well, stop wasting time with reality TV. Like, live your life daily. Like, be present, be in the moment. Like, stop with the phone and just be in your heart space. That's where it's at.
Lovely.
Or you could be with your phone and just leave the phone to record you in your reality, in being in your reality.
Oh my gosh, Kaz. If you want.
All right, until then, I'm tired because I'm chatting crap. Peace out.
Bye,
Bye,
Queen.
ladies.